You ever share good news with someone and instantly regret it? Like you walk in glowing and they somehow manage to suck all the oxygen out of the room? Yeah, that's why we're talking today about moving in silence and protecting your peace, even from the people closest to you, sometimes especially from them. So I was reading this Reddit post from a nursing student. She finally gets the news she's been waiting on for months. Accepted into nursing school, big deal. Hard work, stress, tears, prayers, all of it. She's excited like any of us would be, so she texts her family group chat. Most of us would expect, OMG, congrats. We're so proud of you. When do you start? Her dad, he basically says, I'll congratulate you at the end, not the beginning. No joy, no, I'm proud of you. Just a cold, wet blanket energy that almost ruined the moment for her. And what hurts the most is this line, I've spent my whole life chasing his approval. How many of us felt that in our chest? Here's what I want to say to you if you've ever been there. Sometimes the lesson isn't, how do I get them to support me? Sometimes the lesson is, why do I keep handing my joy to people who have already shown me they don't know what to do with it? That's where discernment comes in. When people don't celebrate your wins, it's often about their own insecurities. Your success can make others confront their fears or highlight what they haven't achieved. Some withhold approval as their only form of power, while others struggle to be genuinely happy for someone else. With parents, there's often a deeper desire to hear, I'm proud of you. But remember, some people choose to minimize your achievements. Your wins don't need their permission to matter. Celebrate yourself louder. Let's talk about why people react this way to your wins. Because most of the time, it's not about you at all. Sometimes it's jealousy. Your courage exposes their fear. Insecurity. Your progress reminds them of what they didn't do. Control. If they withhold approval, they still feel powerful. Emotional immaturity. They literally don't know how to celebrate others. Narcissism. If it's not about them, it doesn't matter. And when it's a parent, that cuts deep. Because little you still wants mom or dad to say, I'm proud of you. I see you. You did it. But some people are committed to being the cloud over your sunshine. They don't clap. They minimize. They change the subject. They inject fear, criticism, or random negativity into your moment. That's not just how they are. That is a pattern. This is why moving in silence is not sneaky, it's self-protection. When you've got a big dream, new job nursing school, CRNA program, business moving out, healing journey. You don't have to run a press release to people who consistently mishandle your heart. You're allowed to work quietly, apply quietly, enroll quietly, pack quietly, and then pop out on the other side like, yeah, I finished, I did that. Not because you're hiding, but because you're protecting the energy that actually got you there. Some news needs to grow in the dark before you pull back the curtain. The grief of having a critical parent is rarely discussed. There's a part of you that knows they won't change, but a child inside still seeks their approval. You keep sharing your wins, hoping for validation, but they consistently disappoint. What I learned, it's about your boundaries, not their pattern. You can love someone and protect your peace. Saying I love you doesn't mean allowing them to diminish your joy. Setting boundaries with a parent isn't betrayal, it's survival. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. You deserve to celebrate your life without needing permission from someone who refuses to see your worth. Now let's talk about the hardest part. When the negative person is your parent, that's a different kind of grief. Because there's the adult you that knows they're not going to change. And then there's the child in you still hoping maybe this will be the thing that finally makes them proud. So you keep inviting them in to your wins, to your milestones, to your joy. And every single time they show you exactly who they are. At some point it stops being their pattern and starts being your boundary. You can love a parent and still limit their access to your inner world. You can say, I love you, but I'm done handing you the scissors and then acting surprised when you cut up my joy. Protecting your peace doesn't always mean cutting people off completely. Sometimes it looks like sharing less sooner. You don't tell them when you apply, only when you graduate. Changing the level of detail. School's going fine instead of pouring out your whole soul. Reassigning roles. Your dad is no longer the person you go to for emotional support. He's just the guy you talk football or weather with. Building a different cheering section. Friends, classmates, co-workers, mentors, online community. People who clap loud and mean it. Celebrating yourself first. You don't wait for their blessing to feel proud. You can absolutely still hope they change, but you stop building your life. around the approval they're clearly not willing to give. Discernment is just a fancy word for who has earned access to the most tender parts of my life. Ask yourself, who actually lights up when I win? Who makes it about them? Who gets weird, quiet, critical, or dismissive? Who leaves me feeling heavier after I share good news? Those are your answers. Give your front row seats to the people who can clap for you without needing to be the star of the show. Everyone else, they can watch from the balcony or catch the replay on Facebook like everybody else. So if you're like that Reddit poster who just got into nursing school and your parent, partner, or friend made you feel small about it, hear me. Getting accepted into nursing school is huge. You did something thousands of people try for and never achieve. Their inability to celebrate you does not shrink the size of your accomplishment. It just reveals the size of their wound. So here's my challenge to you. Start protecting your peace like it's part of your care plan. Be selective about who you share your wins with. Move in silence when you need to. Stop auditioning for applause from people who refuse to clap, and start giving yourself the validation you've been begging for. Because the truth is, some people will never be proud of you. Not because you're not worthy, but because they're not capable. And that's their work, not your assignment. If this hit a nerve for you, tell me in the comments. Have you ever shared good news with the wrong person? What happened? And what are you doing now to protect your peace? You're allowed to build a beautiful life without broadcasting it to people who secretly hope you fail. Move wisely, move quietly, and remember you don't need their congratulations to be deserving of your own.